Folks, welcome to race number 1 of the revived Race to Zero Hours series. I'm Sarthak, and alongside me this time around it's Guts. We've seen him out on track, and this time he's in the comms box. How you been, Guts?
Sarthak, so good to be back in the comms box. It's been a while. Good to be taking a break from driving once in a while.
True. And
I think
even I'm pretty sure you've got a bigger smile on your face considering going in a shock qualifying in the absolute first race of Race to Zero Hour. We already have rain.
it is absolutely brilliant. I'm absolutely loving this. And rain in Spa, one of the best things ever.
Yeah, precisely. And we've got a bunch of drivers out on track, and we'll have them on our screen. And as we say that, we got the likes of Deathwish even losing it in one part of the track, and as well as finding it difficult to stay on track for that matter with the rain.
True, at the end of the Camel Straight, he's seems to have lost it on his outlap. But it's okay. It's a good thing it's only his outlap and not his hot lap.
Yeah.
I have a feeling though that quali is going to be quite close. I don't know why, but it's a strange feeling.
Who do
Because
you
it's raining, so that's one thing.
who do you reckon is going to be on top? Because look, because some of these drivers, right, we are familiar with from Bwoah Racing League. Some of these drivers we are familiar with from other leagues as well. You know, we know Tanish is a pretty strong driver, and it seems like there's almost racing out there between Rocket and UK. And I believe I wonder which sector that is. Sector 2.
Sector 3.
Oh, he's lost it as well. There goes a Haas off track, and he's
He's in the
crashed.
wall.
Yeah.
Oh, Rocket is retired from the session as well. That's an unfortunate start to quali, seeing that he hasn't even started his hot lap.
Yeah.
Crashing on an out lap is something you never want.
Yeah, but it's Race to Zero. We are no short of surprises in Race to Zero, and it's happened in the very first race, in the very first shock qualifying of Race to Zero. A bunch of other drivers out on track, and another race between Fanatical and who's that right behind him? Dup.
Yeah, and as you say that, Andre is doing donuts just before the start line. He just got himself back on track. I think he lost it at the final corner just before starting his hot lap. And so it looks like his hot lap isn't going to be the fastest.
Not a single time on the board yet. So for those of you joining in, this is Race to Zero Hour, our very first race. So make sure you drop in the chat if you're here for one of the drivers. Show your support, and yeah, don't forget to like the stream. If you were out on track, what would you do? What's your plan for shock qualifying, Gouts?
Honestly, because it's a wet qualifying, I try my best to just keep it on track. Not over push such that you'd lose control and go hit the wall like Rocket did and like Andre did at the final corner. Yeah, I think the best case scenario here is to try to keep it on track as much as you can. Try not to invalidate your lap, and at the same time try to get an as fast lap as possible. I'm sorry, what am I saying?
Let's hope UK hears you and puts your plan into action. He's right now on a fast lap. We've seen him out on track in BRL doing pretty well. He's just set sector 2 purple, which seems to have been snatched away. Yeah.
He's been invalidated. He just invalidated the lap. He just extended track limits a little bit there, and it's invalidated his lap. Track limits, as you know, in this game are very touch and go, and OKDV sets the fastest lap out there. Not surprising, considering he is one of the fastest, and he's the only one to set a lap time at the moment.
Oh, we got another lap time. Doan is spinning Williams right behind the likes of Streeter, and I believe that's Tanish.
Deathwish.
Oh, it's Tanish. Tanish after all. Looks like Deathwish had a spin as well. Tanish struggling in the pit entry, but we've got a couple of other lap times on the board with the likes of Streeter and Dwajin setting a lap time in the 1 minute 57s.
It's not a bad lap time, but to be honest, I think to be in the top 5. There's Eau Rouge. There's a crash in Eau Rouge. A Haas. And Deathwish is also out. He's out of quali as well. So both the Haas's doing something the real life Haas's do, something you don't want to see.
Yeah, not something you want to see. I'm pretty sure they're not pleased. They'll be starting P17 and P18 respectively, given that the rest of the folks actually set a lap time. UT, the fastest one out on track, 1 minute 56.308. Does this mean the rain might just be reducing?
I can't say so, but track evolution could obviously play a big role in this. Yeah. a lot of cars on track, and that's helping out a lot of the drivers. The later you set a lap time, the better sometimes.
Of course.
And that seems to have. I mean, UT is a fast driver, so we can't say that was the reason. But as we say that, our boy KDB sets another purple sector too. So looks like he really wants that pole position.
Yeah, and I won't be surprised if he gets it at the end of this, but it's all to play for right now because we got the likes of Derp, Andre, Baby Shumi, pretty competent drivers not having set a lap time that we know of. Of course, we got the likes of Abhi, who we've never seen race on track, but we've got Envy as well.
Envy, it's gonna be really interesting to see what. And there we go. KDB goes another second faster.
Yeah. It's exactly how he'd want it to be, but I'm pretty sure he's looking at the board himself and seeing that Envy hasn't set a lap time just yet. Abhi goes second fastest, 1 minute 55.972.
That is a pretty good time. Pretty good time. So the rain may actually, if I'm seeing it correctly, the rain actually has reduced by quite a lot. Actually stopped, to be honest. I don't know if I'm seeing this right, but the rain has stopped and the track doesn't seem to be drying up yet, but it definitely will soon.
Alright, which means the last couple of minutes in short qualifying, we'll see even quicker lap times. Maybe some of the drivers can come in clutch. The slowest driver out on track is, of course, Fanatical in the 2-minute range. I'm pretty sure he'll be looking to improve that. A bunch of rookie drivers out on track, Assassin X, Fanatical, and Deathwish as well, along with Rocket. But unfortunate to see, they won't be setting lap times. UT on the top of the board.
This is something I'd like to mention. Actually, Derp in the pits seems to have switched to the soft tires for now. So has Streeter. So you are, like you said, Sarthak, you are going to see a lot more faster lap times in the 142s or 143s or 44s. I'm not sure what the what a quick lap time on this track in this game is. But if I remember correctly, I think it's in the 43s or the 44s. So you're going to be seeing a lot of that now.
Yeah.
Because the track is dry. The track actually is dry now, and Derp and Streeter still waiting in the pits, but I have a feeling they'll be the first ones coming out when the track is dry.
Let's stay on board Envy. He's going through sector 2. He's on the intermediates though, not on the softs just yet. Hopefully his lap time will be a lap time at least on the board. I was about to say a tad bit better, and then I realized he hasn't set a lap time yet. Mr. Wex on the softs as well, so he'll be out soon enough.
Definitely. I think the people on the softs are doing the right thing because the track seems to have dried up. I don't see the point in switching to the softs really, but the track has dried up. So pretty good thing what they're doing. A lot of drivers, as you can see now, are slowly switching to the softs. And yes, Assassin next has also set his lap time now.
And yeah, it's still in the 2 minutes range. 4 seconds off of Fanatical. I'm pretty sure they'll be having their own battle come the race. But staying on board Envy as he comes through sector 3. How much better can he do out on track? UK seems to have left the session. I wonder if he's having issues. And there goes Envy off track and hasn't invalidated his lap.
True, I think he kept his line and he may have lifted off a little bit there. And Envy goes into the pits. Yep, he's going to come back out on the softs. Most drivers right now have switched to the softs. Some of them, Dwajin for instance, is on his outlap. So is Streeter, Tanish, Vex, and Derp. So it's softs it is then.
Yeah, and it looks like we've got the 5 drivers, 6 drivers in fact, still yet to set a lap time to begin with. 8 minutes left to short qualifying. This is where I usually ask if you want to be bold enough or be audacious enough to make a prediction, Gods. Or do we not start that trend again and make things worse for us between us and the drivers for that matter?
Hey,
what do you think?
Let's be honest. As commentators, do we honestly care about what they think about our jinxes?
Fair enough. Yep. So if you're watching, make sure you drop your predictions at least in the chat. If you're here for one of the drivers, make sure you show your support. Blabbering at this point, but sector 1 and 2 light up yellow, and I think that's a slow moving Aston Martin.
I think that's KDB who's had either slowed down or had a bit of an incident. I'm not sure.
Either way,
but anyway, he's on his outlap, so as long as he doesn't have any damage, I think he should be fine.
Yeah, looks like he's good to go. Alright, 7 minutes, just over 7 minutes left. Short qualifying. Deathwish was on his way out on track on the wet, surprisingly enough. But yeah, anyway, no lap time on the board just yet. Derp on a fast lap, purple sector 1 as well.
Ooh, Derp. We know Derp to be a very quick driver. So honestly, coming back to the predictions that you had asked for, among the drivers we do know anyway, I think obviously Derp, as we just mentioned, KDB, Envy, they're so quick. UK obviously, very quick drivers, and they could obviously be fighting for the top 3 spots. And we already know Tanish is extremely quick, so he could be contending for the win as well.
Yeah, but
And
will you look at that, guy? Cyrox 24, fourth fastest out on track.
he is the 4th fastest, but he hasn't set his lap time on the softs yet. That was still the old time on the wets, on the inters. So let's see how the drivers do on the softs. It's a completely different ball game here. And
Yep.
Yellow flags. Something seems to have happened with the Red Bull.
Perhaps, but it's Streeter, fastest out on track, 1 minute 44.487. So there you go, the first lap on the softs, you could say. And yeah, that might just be UT who had an incident.
Yeah, I think he was just slowing down, letting the cars behind him pass. I think he's going to slow down again to let a McLaren behind him pass.
Yeah, perhaps
Yep.
Derp even does even better, 1 minute 43.450.
Oh, that's a very good lap time by Duck. I think that's a very quick time.
Yeah.
I
And-
think, like I said, yeah, the 142s and 43s are what the driver should be looking at. At least the early 43s, mid 42s. I think that would be a very quick lap time.
And that's exactly what UK will be aiming for as he comes out for his out lap. Who else is out on track on a fast lap? Oh, it seems like he's left the session. Duajin goes second fastest with 5 minutes left to show qualifying. Onboard Envy on a fast lap. Oh, he spun
and
it.
he has a spin. Oh, that is just sad.
Fast
And
it.
UK Stars is stuck on track. I think the game might disqualify. Yep.
Yeah.
The game has disqualified UK. He seems to have an internet issue. I think UK has disconnected from the session. He will start last, assuming he's able to join back into the lobby, assuming his internet issues are fixed. But anyway, running on board Mr. Vex, who's invalidated his hot lap. He was on a hot lap, but
Streeter goes third fastest, even quicker than KDB. As you mentioned it, Vex goes wide in one corner, and he's invalidated that lap time long ago. Dark Legacy fifth fastest out on track, 1 minute 46.139, and yeah, he's starting another fast lap.
not
Or-
bad at all. And also, I'd like to mention, I'm very glad that there's a lot of drivers showing up for the first RTZH race of this season.
Exactly. Hopefully, we'll see even more new drivers going into race 2, race 3. And we'll have exciting stuff lined up for it as well. And hopefully, it's always you and I. My previous co-commentator wasn't too glad to be sticking around. SV11, hopefully, we'll see him race. Who knows?
Oh, that's gonna be a fun race, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yes.
wink, wink.
Oh, wait, 1 minute 43.450 is the time to be. We're on board KDB. He's going through sector 2. Will it be fast enough is the question. Got a nasty exit off of that corner. And he'll be entering sector 3 soon enough. That sector 2 yellow flag must be a glitch, I presume.
That is a glitch because I think that's UK's car, UK's AI actually, that's going very slow there. And that's pretty much causing the yellow flag. So he can't see his AI on the map because he's been disqualified. But his ghost is causing the yellow flag. So you're going to see that throughout the track, I think, until the car pits.
Unfortunate. Hopefully he'll be making to do better, looking to do better in the race as KDB heads into the pits. We got Baby Shumi probably on a vast lap himself. Streeter's on an out lap. Assassin X seems to have retired from the session as well.
True. And I think some of these drivers, I don't really think they want to set fast lap times. I think they just want to do a last to first thing. If you see boys like Tanish and Envy and Andre have not even set lap times yet.
Yeah, think about it, guys. Isn't that a strategy in its own? And you've been guilty of doing that as well.
Absolutely, as we mentioned, that used to be a strategy I used to use in the past. And let's be honest, it works, and especially when there's a lot of new drivers on track, it definitely works because there are going to be incidents.
Yeah. And as you say that we've had another retirement, I believe, in sector 2. Let's stay on board Streeter. We should be able to catch it. I believe there's a Red Bull crossing Mr. Wex as we speak. Hopefully we'll catch it on board Streeter on the right in this section of the track. And it's cleared. Just as Streeter came through that corner. But yeah, ninth fastest. Ninth fastest is what Vex did, and that's all. And already he's down to 10th fastest. Hyrox24 goes second fastest.
Ooh, that's a good time by Harry Rocks. A very good time. And yeah, I should have mentioned Harry Rocks as well earlier. And Dark Legacy has spun around in sector 2.
Oh yeah.
Trying to get back on track.
Ooh, hopefully it doesn't impede the McLaren. Okay, it didn't. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
go
think
ahead.
some of these boys are definitely going for a last to first. And Andre sets a purple second sector. Let's see what he's going to cook up. Maybe I should eat my words about last to first because Envy is coming out on the mediums, so I don't think he's doing a last to first. He's just using a different strat. And
Right.
Andre, let's see what lap time he can cook up with that purple sector too.
Yeah, I say on board him as he comes across the penultimate and final corner. He's in the 1 minute 41s already. 43.450 is the time to beat.
And that's P3. Let's go. That's a good lap time.
He's still got lap time for one more, I presume. I can't see the timer on my screen. Dub still with the fastest lap time. And we got the likes of Tanish probably out on track. And yes, he is.
I thought I saw another spin. Was it? No, it wasn't.
Let's stay on board. Tanish is almost done with his fast lap. Can he better that lap time? And yeah, he's much quicker than the likes of Dub. And he should be able to beat that lap time. Yes, he does. 1 minute 42.651.
And just as he completes his lap, quali has ended.
He's gonna go for another lap though, and so is Dub. Dub's right there up the hill, and Irox24 has abandoned his lap time. Hopefully, he doesn't impede anyone. Andre's on a fast lap as well. So the top four, with Abhi having gone into the pits, so it's just Tanish, Dub, and Andre out on track on their fast laps. Can either one of them take pole off of Tanish?
Very interesting.
This is interesting.
Honestly,
Gouts, before that, Envy's on the mediums on a fast lap to set his only lap time during qualifying.
wow, this is going to be amazing to watch. I mean, realistically speaking, I don't think Envy can do a 42 on these mediums. So Envy is definitely not contending for pole. But if he does finish in the top 5, or if he does actually qualify in the top 5, I think he's going to have a very good shot at the win. Assuming his strategy works out in his favor. Also, if you see, there's a whole 8/10 difference between Tanish and Dub. So that speaks volumes about what a hard time that is to beat. 42.6 is going to be a very hard time to beat, considering what we've seen on track.
And Dub's gone and invalidated his lap.
Envy is in P5. Like I said,
On the mediums.
Would be a very good place for him to start. Absolutely.
Yeah, on the mediums. And yeah, it's all down to Tanish, who's already got provisional pole. I think he's going to keep it, because after Andre having gone into the pits and Dub having invalidated it, it's nobody else out on track. That means KDB, someone who we expected to be real quick out on track, starting P10, as Tanish in his first appearance in Race to 0R takes pole position.
Absolutely. And yeah, I think this is something KDB likes, starting at the bottom, fighting his way up, and then, it's more like a prodigal son returns moment.
But that's not the bottom, is it, Gouts? He's in the middle.
Not the bottom.
He's in the
midfield,
midfield. Things are gonna get
This is what he likes.
real tricky in the midfield. But I'm imagining UK. He's starting at the back of the pack, and that's exactly where all the rookies are. Fanatical, Assassin X, Deathwish, Rocket. These guys were setting lap times in the 2 minutes range. So clearly they're much slower than the rest of the field. How's UK gonna get past them?
To be honest, I think UK is going to be extremely happy where he is, given his affinity to getting punted by someone else. I think UK is going to be very happy to take it chill for the first 2 laps at the back and then assess the situation in front. He's obviously got KDB in his voice channel, so they'll be talking about how things are going on in different parts of the track. So honestly, I think UK will be very happy where he is.
Okay,
And
give me a...
that is the end of quali.
Yeah, and give me a second. Let me just quickly solve an issue we seem to be having on our end as we head into the race itself. Yep, it should be good to go. Apparently, we've been having issues with hearing you on the live stream, but it should be good to go now. And we having been the only driver out on track to set a lap on the mediums in the top 10, so he'll be starting on the mediums. I believe that is the alternate strategy, isn't it? But 25% race, how much of an effect does that have, Gouts?
To be honest, I'm not really sure about how it would pan out in Spa. But yeah, I mean, considering he is starting on the mediums, he will, if he keeps his position until the soft runners in front of him pit, Envy has a lot of free air to make up a lot of time. So I think at least until the soft runners pit, his aim should be to keep up with them and try to save his tires a little so that he can really push very hard when he's got all that free air in front of him. And his final stint will obviously be on the softs, which means he will be the fastest car on track.
All right. And within seconds, we'll be set to go for the race. Formation lap. Gouts, how long has it been since you spectated a formation lap? Because I keep talking about this with Dalvin, my co-commentator from the Bwoah Racing League. And that's where, I kind of have chills because all these drivers, they line up in their grid spots. You're one of them in the Bwoah Racing League. So I look forward to all that. It's like the calm before the storm.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the formation lap is one of those times where, the drivers, their minds are, running multiple different scenarios. And, if you've got a specific driver who rivals you in the league, for instance, in terms of position, in terms of pace, and they're right next to you, and then all you can think of is, okay, how do I get a good start? How do I get away? What if something happens into turn one? And stuff like that. So I think it's going to be really, the formation lap is like you mentioned, Sarthak, the calm before the storm.
It's actually
Really good to, it's interesting. I'd like to get into the heads of the drivers and actually, try to get a little peek into what they're thinking.
Yeah, and hopefully we have no issues whatsoever going into the race. Predicted pit stop strategy according to AWS is soft to mediums, soft to hards. Which one would you pick, Gouts?
Obviously not the hards.
Yeah.
It's a 25% race, 11 lap race. So I think what Envy is doing, to be honest, I feel like might actually work out, assuming he has a clean race till the end. Starting on the mediums and finishing on the softs, because he will have a very quick final stint. He just needs to be really quick in his first stint. So, to be honest, my money's on Envy for this race.
All right. Okay, so Envy best poised according to Gouts, but it's Tanish on pole position right next to Derp. So we've seen quite the battles, the race start between Derp and another driver, Envy, who's starting P5. But yeah, we've got the likes of these unlikely drivers who we have zero idea how the race pace is. The likes of Abhi Dwajan starting in the top 7. We've got Andre in the mix, much higher than we've seen him ever in a race when we spectated. And it seems like UK has been having issues as he runs P18 out on track. Hopefully that will be resolved on race start.
I think just when the race, just when the formation lap started, it said UK has joined the session. So I feel like he will be racing. I think he has sorted his issues out. Let's just hope he doesn't have more issues.
And
it would be great to see UK on track. I mean, he's also, like KDB, he's also one of those fans of climbing from the back and making it to the top.
Yeah, and he's proved that, hasn't he? He's won out of the last 3 races, 2 of them in the Bwoah Racing League. Yeah, all the drivers are lining up on the grid as we speak. 18 drivers out on track for the very first race of Race to Zero Hour in 2022. And it's Tanish on pole position. Alongside him, it's Dub and an unlikely Irox 24 on the second row. Andre as well, and it's Envy, who you think's gonna end up winning this race. We'll find out soon enough. And we've got a glitched board. Hopefully, we don't have to restart, or we just might have to. Nope, lights are coming out regardless. 5 lights, come on, and out they go. A brilliant start by some of the drivers in the midfield, and in the front is Tanish with Dop side to side, and across he lunges. Dop is up. Yeah, that's a spinning Alpine. I see front wings all across the back of the pack, but it's Abhi who takes the lead of the race, and in the second row it's battles between Envy and the likes of Tanish, who's fallen down to P4.
Now from here talking about bad luck, UK has had very bad luck. He's already had a bad start, and Streeter is out. He has DNF. I think he's lost it into Eau Rouge, Radion, and Streeter is out of the race. That brings out the VSC.
Unfortunately, but the UK, yes, UK was able to start the race, so that's good news regardless. He's up in a P12 though. Not the worst of starts.
He will have to service drive-through in the next 3 laps, so he is going to lose a lot of time.
Yep, and of course Dark Legacy picks up a 5-second penalty after severe collision with the Assassin next. And of course, I wonder what went wrong there with Streeter. Deathwish picks up another time penalty, not accustomed for virtual safety car, some of these drivers. Abhi leads this race ahead of the likes of Derp and Envy.
Oh, a lot of time penalties coming at the back. And KDB's had a pretty good climb. KDB's jumped from P10 to P5. But yes, like you mentioned, a lot of inexperience from some of these drivers has led to a lot of penalties during the VSC itself. And Harry Rocks has just dropped from the second row to last on the table.
Yeah, I wonder what went wrong there. And there's a Haas with no front wing. And yes, that is Deathwish. He's now dropped to the back of the pack. On lap number 1 itself, it's Chaos at Race to Zero Hour.
Absolutely. I think there was a lot of drama into turn 1. I think Abhi dive bombed a few cars into turn 1, and that's kind of caused a lot of drama and chaos. And Harry Rocks clearly has sustained a lot of damage.
Yeah, see,
and he may have to pit.
Yeah, Abhi sets the fastest lap time under virtual safety car though, and on lap number 2 we're back racing, and it's the likes of Tanish closing in on Envy, and in the midfield I'm pretty sure battles will unravel soon enough.
Absolutely, and I think at this stage Envy's best bet here is to pass Derp and Abhi as quick as he can, because as we all know, Tanish has incredible pace, and there you go. As we say that, Tanish passes him without DRS. He's got the soft air advantage and using his battery quite well as well.
Oh, but Envy tries to come back. He gets his door shut by the likes of Tanish, and it's KDB's opportunity perhaps. But up in front, Derb's taking that fight to Abhi, goes on to the curbs, will lose a bit of time, but stays within half a second of him. KDB's closing on the likes of Envy. They're side by side as they go through sector 2, but KDB's upper position is up in a P4.
What a move by KDB. That was absolutely brilliant by KDB, taking advantage of Envy's fight with Tanish, taking the time to close in and finally make the move.
Yeah, but it's Andre around the outside. He comes, lines up alongside Envy, and going into the next corner, he's going to have the edge. Better tire, up in a P5.
Absolutely. I think the way Envy is being passed, it makes me wonder if he actually has damage. Harry Rocks and Deathwish, I think they've entered the pits and retired voluntarily as well.
Yeah, Deathwish did retire on track earlier on, but Baby Shumi managed to slip through as well along with Andre. Up in a P6, he goes, Envy's down in a P7. Now he's got another driver on his tail. It's the likes of Dwajan, closing in on him around the outside. He's gone completely off track, Dwajan, pushing him off track as well. Envy, as much as they can, they're being respectful, but up in a P7 he goes.
And Envy will be boxing. Yes, Envy does actually have damage, which is why he has dropped a lot of positions. And KDB with that climb also setting the fastest lap behind all of the other drivers in front of him. Yeah. KDB putting a lot of pressure on Tanish as Tanish slightly loses his rear into turn 1 at the exit of turn 1.
Oh, and Derb's closing in. Yeah, Derb's closing in. He's on the gearbox of Abhi, and he's lined up alongside him as well. Going into the next corner, who's going to have the edge? It's Derb. He goes up into the race lead.
And KDB has also passed Tanish using DRS, so that was also a really good move.
He's up with a P3 podium positions now for the likes of KDB. Well, at the back is Dwajin taking the fight to our Bwoah Racing League resident drivers, Baby Shumi and Andre.
Baby Shumi and Andre in the McLaren colors. Good to see the two of them together in the same team, huh?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they won't be pleased usually in the Bwoah Racing League, but yeah, it is what it is, and they're running P5 and P6 together. No, not a rare sight for the likes of Baby Shumi, but he's threatened for position from the likes of Dwajin right now. As they enter into Sector 3, they're going to be closer than ever.
Very true, and Dwajin seems to be putting quite... Oh, and as I say that, Dwajin goes off track.
Yeah, he's probably going to end up...
The jinx is real.
Yeah, he's probably going to end up losing position to UT, who's on his gearbox, and closing in Sector 1 and 2 light up yellow. And look at that, top 4. It almost seemed like all the drivers in the top 4 were... had only half a second as a gap between each other, but UK picks up a 3-second time penalty. He's running P10.
UK has also served his drive-through. I think. Yeah, he should have. It's lap 4. So yes, UK has served his drive-through. And Baby Shumi has also taken P3 now since the others in front are pitting.
Yeah, we've got...
Andre seems to be pitting. He will be pitting for the mediums. Tanish is in the pits. Abhi is in the pits. And Envy, because of damage, had to pit early. But I think Envy may just pass most of these guys.
Yeah, well, Tanish and Abhi with the double sack serves his penalty as well, Tanish. And he's got a new set of mediums as KDB up in front is trying to close that gap to the likes of Dub.
Definitely, and Envy is still quite far away. Everybody has made a lot of time to him.
UT with the late lunge around the outside. I'm so sorry, guys, but up in a P4 he goes. But Dwajin's not conceding. Lines up alongside him. It's wheel to wheel. Alpha Tauri was Red Bull out on track on the very first race, the race to 0R. And it's Dwajin with the nose in front.
Absolutely. That was a beautiful battle to watch. And looks like Pierre Gasly getting the better of Max Verstappen somewhere, huh?
Yeah. At some point, but he's coming back, UT. He's not going to be able to make a move in Sector 2. Dwajin just steers away. He holds on to that P4 for longer in lap number 4.
Very interesting to see. A lot of these drivers have pitted, and there's, I think, Mr. Vex and Abhi. Okay, Abhi has just pit. Mr. Vex had an early pit stop because I think he sustained damage in the beginning of the race. So have a lot of other drivers, to be honest. A lot of these drivers are still on old. I mean, oh, and Andre spins. Andre spins and
yeah,
get himself back onto track.
Yeah, that's in Sector 1. Oh, he's trying desperately to get back on track and he's struggling, isn't he? Assassin X, the closest driver to him, and he probably just retired.
100 DNFs. Yep.
Yeah, that's the end of the race for him.
Like, the way he did it, I think it looked like he did that on purpose because he was very frustrated. But that's something we obviously do not encourage. It's something we do not want to see on track.
Yeah, and
as the
virtual safety car come out, we've got a bunch of drivers heading into the pits and coming out as well. Baby Shumi, UT, all coming out on a fresh set of mediums. Envy, however, out on track on a 1 lap old softs.
Envy still kind of does have the advantage here, I could say.
Okay.
In a way. I mean, obviously, seeing that he lost so many positions at the very start. Oh, and Derp has a drive-through penalty. This changes a lot for him, at least.
But I think that happened at the very end of the virtual safety car. I'm pretty sure he'll report it to this stewards. We'll see how that unravels. Regardless, it's Envy taking the fight to UT, two closest drivers out on track.
Definitely advantage Envy here because his softs are only a lap old. So I would not be surprised if he overtook UT on the straight in Sector 3. I think this is a good opportunity for Baby Shumi, to be honest. UT is quite far behind and he's trying to fend off Envy. Oh, there seems to be another... Oh, an Aston Martin seems to have had a spin. UK, is that you? Who's spinning? Again. I think UK had a bit of a spin. And UK is struggling. Yes, UK seems to be struggling. I think his tires are probably quite hot. And what seems to be happening in the pits? Okay, so Derp is in the pits. KDB is making his pit stop. So is Mr. Vex, who I think has damage again. And oh, unless Mr. Vex actually started on the mediums. Okay, he is serving his penalty.
Yeah, but fantastic battle between Envy and UT in the midfield. They went through the final corner and UT pushed Envy almost completely off track. So Envy had to stay in P6.
True, but I think an easy move from Envy now, as he has DRS, a lot of battery left. And well, UT not so much. He did not have the DRS advantage. But yeah, I think Envy is making that climb. Tarnished, on the other hand, is slowly closing into UT as well.
Yeah, but he's got company, doesn't he? Dwajan is closing in on Tanish. That gap is within a second.
Absolutely. Dwajan, if he maintains this, he will have DRS onto the... Oh, and never mind, he's lost his car there. Lost a lot of time as well.
Oh, we got another retirement. And this time around, it's on the right-hand side of the track. Yeah, there you go.
There it is. You can see it in UK's POV, yeah?
Yeah. Assassin X, he's retired, and it's a full safety car this time around on lap number 6.
This can help a lot of people. I think a lot of people going to try and move to the softs now, seeing that not many have not much to lose.
The KDB picks up a drive-through penalty as well. So Derp, having served his penalty, is now in a much more convenient position, perhaps with the full safety car out on track. Yes, as I say that, he heads into the pits.
Absolutely. This safety car was a blessing for Derp. Absolute blessing. He just served his drive through the previous lap, and now he's pitting for mediums. This it's been going his way so far.
Yeah, for once it is.
As we say that, it's good to see our boy Baby Shumi in P1. I really hope he can finish somewhere at the top. It would be great to see someone new finish somewhere at the top for a change.
Yeah, and Derp slots in between Baby Shumi and the likes of UT. So he's in the top 3. He'll stay at top 3. Contact.
Ooh, and that's contact. UT and Baby and Derp.
How much? Go ahead.
I think UT may just have wing damage. I'm not sure.
He's got
that looked like quite an impact. It looked like quite an impact.
Yeah, it did. We were on board UT as well. He's got both his end plates, so it looks good from here. But how much of an impact it's had between both drivers? Derp, however, picked up that penalty. I'm pretty sure that'll be switched to UT as soon as that goes straight to the stewards. But
UT, yeah, correct. Yeah, Derp got the penalty for that. UT has not received a penalty for that. It's funny how this game works.
And Baby Shumi leading this race has quite the battle to watch out for, with the likes of Derp, UT and Tanish close behind.
Absolutely, and this is a good opportunity for Baby Shumi as well. I mean, he'll be starting the race. From the safety car when the safety car ends, and I don't think he's ever done this before in the BRL at least. So it's good experience. It's good experience for him.
Of course it is. And folks watching, make sure you drop in the chat who you're here for, which driver you here to show your support, and don't forget to hit that like. We're on lap number 7. There's a full safety car. Baby Shumi leads this race with Derp close enough behind on the safety car restart, rightfully so. We've still got 2 rookies who still managed to keep it on track, Rocket and Fanatical. They are a bit far off compared to the rest of the pack, but they're still out on track, and all positions give you points, so that counts for everything.
Absolutely. I think it's good to see new drivers coming in, and as we say that, Fanatical hits the wall at the pit exit and receives a 5-second time penalty for crossing the white line on the pit exit.
Well,
obviously not a very satisfying debut for him, but I'm sure he'll get a lot better.
With time, indeed, he will. We got Dark Legacy as well out on track. He's running P11. And what's happening there between KDB and Mr. Vex? So both of them contact. Okay.
Mr. Vex seems to have disconnected for some reason. So I have a feeling there's a bit of a glitch.
Yeah.
There. because neither of them have picked up any penalties as well because of that. So I think it's a bit of a glitch because Mr. X is definitely an AI on my screen. I'm not sure if he's normal on yours.
You same with on my screen as well. And Gouts, I take it my mic is completely okay.
Yeah, yes, I can
All
hear
right.
you quite well.
Perfect. And UK heads into the pits, and is coming out on a fresh set of softs. Fresh set,
This-
3
Yep.
laps. What are the odds?
I mean, it is a good idea, obviously, but I mean, let's see how it goes because most of the grid now is on fresh soft, so not gonna be easy, is it?
Yeah, and most of them UK will have to chop through if he wants to stand a chance at finishing in the top 5. However, the top 5, as I say that, are all on mediums, with Derp being the only one on a fresh set.
And knowing Dub's pace, I think. Oh, Rocket has also disconnected from the session. He's no longer driving.
Okay, finishing counts for everything. Fanatical still out on track, being in P13. Up in front, however, it's Baby Shumi's probable time to shine. He leads this race with a possibility of winning his first race in Race to Zero Hour. The very first race, mind you.
Absolutely. It would be absolutely brilliant to see him up there, win the race. And the best part is he has no penalties. He's got and just about 3 laps to stay in front of Derp. And the best part about this all is that none of the drivers will have DRS for the first 3 laps. So all to play for, Baby Shumi. This is your race to lose.
Yep. 5 seconds on Derp, 3 seconds on UT, 3 seconds for Georgine as well. And a drive through for KDB. I know half of these penalties are heading to the stewards and probably will be removed. However, as it stands, Baby Shumi poised for victory.
Absolutely. It would be great to see someone new in P1, like I said, winning this race. Plus, as already mentioned, Derp, UT, penalties, Dwajin penalty, KDB has a drive-through, so there's no way he's finishing in the top 3 unless... No, realistically, no, he's not finishing in the top 3 with that drive-through. And, yeah, let's see how it goes.
Yep,
It's going to be a very interesting finish.
Yeah, definitely. As is every Race to Zero Hour finish. And the safety car is in this lap is what we got word of. And Baby Shumi, as he comes along the final corner, will he bunch up the field too much? No, he won't. Williams gets a bad exit out of the final corner. And what a start that is for Baby Shumi. Derp tries his best to close in. And into turn 1 they go. Derp tries to launch down the inside. There isn't a gap there for him. Baby Shumi gets the better exit out of turn 1 and holds on to that race lead.
True, and Derp will have slipstream down the Camel Straight. And he's had a bad exit, and there's a collision. Oh, Derp is out, and
No.
Baby Shumi has also spun out.
Not like
That is
that.
not what we wanted to see. Oh my goodness!
Not
I
like
think
that.
Derp was a little too eager to take the inside. That could have been avoided had one of the drivers been more careful. I think Derp could have been a little more patient. Could have gone onto the straight and tried to make his move there, but. Well, it is what it is, and the fight goes on.
Yeah, in a fantastic turn of events on lap number 9, UT leads this race ahead of Tanish and the likes of Dwajin as well. KDB closing in on Dwajin and on his gearbox right now, sweeps to the left, sees a gap, holds back. He's going to stay on the gearbox of Dwajin, waiting for a fumble perhaps or that much more slipstream as he receives, tries to line up alongside him, doesn't have what he needs, stays on the gearbox.
KDB, although, does have the tire advantage here. And Sarthak, I don't know if KDB is actually going to do this, but I have a feeling he might be attempting a Michael Schumacher here. If you
Oh, he lines up alongside him almost. And as you say that, let's see what it unravels. It's all to play for on lap number 9 of Race to Zero Hour. Peaks again down Dwajin, but he'll hold back. And this is how close it's getting. Vex is closing in as well with the likes of Abi and Envy to follow. It's almost a 5-way battle. Yeah, 3 abreast. Yeah, you're breaking quite a bit, but KDB ahead of Dwajin and they're almost 3 abreast on the main straight. And Envy makes the move. No, they're alongside of each other. Into turn 1 they go. I saw a lunge down the inside, a lunge around the outside as well. It's Mr. Vex, Envy, Dwajin. It's absolute battles in Spa.
Oh my god, there were at least 5 cars going together into turn 1. What a sight to see. 5 cars going into turn 1 now.
Yeah, a big contact as well. Now Vex closing in on the likes of Abhi as enemies alongside him as well. Battles, and they're gonna stay wheel to wheel here. Who's gonna come out in front at the end of that corner? It's gonna be Abhi who stays there. Baby Shumi seems to.
The contact between Vex and Envy spins around. Dwajin leaves way, and Dark Legacy. I'm sorry, Dark Legacy misses his corner, and Dwajin goes through. And these Alpha Tauris are fighting each other.
Yeah, they're staying alongside each other. Dark Legacy up in front though. Opportunistic moves made there for Dark Legacy. He was nowhere close to the fight. Up ahead on lap number 10, UT leads ahead of Tanish, who's within half a second of him.
True, and KDB is quite some time behind, but I have a feeling KDB is going to be serving his drive-through on the final lap, as Michael Schumacher did in a certain race way in the past. And also, if I'd like to brag, I did last season in Vietnam.
Of course you did. Of course you did. But it's being a KDB, it's his teammate down in P8 trying to take that fight to the likes of the Alpha Tauris out on track, dodging as well. But let's see on board Tanish, because as they begin the final lap, the front two runners, it's UT and Tanish within half a second of each other, all to play for. It's for the race win. KDB pits to serve his drive-through. Abhi up in the podium positions.
Oh, this is going to be a race to the finish, and it's going to be great. UT definitely has the upper hand here because... Oh, no, wait, they're both on mediums. I'm sorry. I'll take that back. Nobody has the upper hand here.
Yeah, but Tanish has that much more battery power. How much is that going to count for? He's keeping it within half a second. This is his moment. Can he lunge across and alongside UT and going into the next corner, take the position away from him like Vettel did on Hamilton? Around the outside he goes, Tanish.
Oh, and this one, UT spins around.
Up in a P1, but at what cost?
Oh my goodness, what a race this is turning out to be, huh? Drama until the very final lap.
Yeah, and in the midfield it's UK and Dark Legacy within half a second of each other. Dark Legacy trying to peek down the inside of UK and dodge in two positions in one, perhaps?
One can only hope, but this is turning out to be a brilliant race, absolutely brilliant. And UK, if he gets that position from Dwajin, then P4 is his.
Yeah, to think we've had 8 retirements so far in race 0, race number 1 already. Up ahead, Tanish, he's circling around the corner and entering sector 3 as we speak.
I think Tanish looks like it's going to be quite an easy win for him from here.
Yeah.
With Abhi 2 seconds behind. So,
yeah, but
Mr. Vex set for a podium as well.
Yeah, but back to UK, he's trying to find a gap to get alongside Dwajin. It's just not there. Tanish, he's into the penultimate corner. What a race he's driven. Quite the opportunistic moves made. And across the final corner for the first time in race to 0, he wins at Spa.
Oh my goodness, UK and Dwajin have a horrible tussle in the final corner. Oh, what drama till the end.
Till the very final lap and the very final corner. Tanish wins at Spa. Up ahead, of course, Abhi finishing P2, his first podium. Vex in the first race of race to 0 on the podium.
This has been great. I think all of our predictions, everything anyone has ever predicted today, down the drain.
Of course. 11 laps of the most intense racing I've watched in a while. And it's always good to have race to 0 back. 0 hour back,
Man,
isn't it?
That was very exciting. I mean, we had action until the final corner when UK and Dwajin were battling as well. And that was a very, very rough incident between UK and Dwajin. I think fighting for position, UK had the outside contact, and that was rough.
Yeah. But he finished. 10 drivers ended up finishing the race. So all of them get points. Of course, this isn't a championship, but points do count for a lot as we head into the next races. Of course, soon enough, we will unveil the calendar for race to 0, the 24 race calendar first, and then we'll go on thereafter. But for now, it's Tanish who's won the race. Abhi in P2 and Vex in P3. And who do you reckon has gotten driver of the day?
UK, I guess.
Yeah, it's got to be him.
There
There
you
you
go.
go.
At least one prediction we got right for the day.
He almost thought he wouldn't finish the race, so I'm pretty sure he'll take that in stride.
Absolutely. Congratulations to the podium sitters, and more importantly, congratulations to everyone who actually finished the race, because half the grid didn't.
Precisely. And as the races go by, you'll realize how important finishing a race, or how difficult it is to finish a race in Race to Zero Hour, is with all the battles from the front of the field all the way to the back. Will you look at that, Gouts? It's a Williams 1-2. Who would have thought?
Oh, who would have thought? The tables are turning, my boys. Tables are turning.
Let's leave it there. Tanish, our first race winner in Race to Zero Hour. Spa. At Spa, UK picks up the fastest lap, 1 minute 45.063. So both fastest lap as well as driver of the day to our man UK. And his teammate ended up finishing P8 after all, after the drive-through penalty as well. Probably a best place to leave it there, Gouts. Onwards we go.
Absolutely. What a race, what a start to the league. Looking forward to more of this action.
Yeah, and that's Race to Zero Hour for you folks. If you're new, if you don't know how to participate, make sure you join our Discord. Mark attendance before the race on Tuesday as well as Thursday, and just lobby up. Cheers. Onwards we go for race number 2.
Absolutely, Satak. Well, great being here.